Okay, see if anybody joins our live today. I'll go ahead real quick and put something on our FSC so people know that it's time. If they would like to watch, they certainly can. One moment, please. We have our first participant. Yay, welcome, welcome. Hi, Gloria. How are you? Hi, AK. Oh, we have 6 people. Some folks are jumping on here. I'm going to put a little note on our FSC site. Hi, Kelly. Letting folks know that I'm live. I'm doing really well today, Gloria. Thank you. Let me grab the... Hi, Barbara. Hi, Diana. Hi. You guys, I have to jump onto my iPad. I can't see. It's so tiny. Hey, Tracy O. Hi, Karen. I have to hurry up and jump onto my iPad here so I can see the chat as they're coming in because I can't see the little tiny. Hi, Marva. Hi. Said hi to Kelly twice. That's all right. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Your channel. And okay. Let me just copy this link. And okay. Whoops. Double the sound. Copy this link. Okay. All right. It's a beautiful afternoon here, so we're really fortunate to have such great weather right now. And I wanted to do this live real quick before my husband takes a nap. He has to work night shift tonight, so he needs to take a little nap before he heads out. And it's a little bit early to do the live, but I figured that's my only opportunity with him going to work tonight. Okay, Kelly, sorry you have to go so soon. Definitely check out the replay. We're gonna have some awesome things to share today. Okay. All right, I am live. Let's let everybody know. Well, people that are on the FSC anyways. Okay, all right. Hi, Denise. Raining. Oh, well, we've got 70-degree weather here. Hi, Susan. So very fortunate. Okay. All right. It's raining. Wow. I don't know if we're supposed to get rain in Western Pennsylvania later. If you're getting it in Central New York, I don't know if we're supposed to get it eventually too, Karen. I have to be honest, I haven't really watched the weather that closely. So, okay, I'm going to go into hands down mode so that we can get started with this unboxing of the entire new, 84, nice. The entire new release from Fairy Hugs, which is Fairy Stamper. So these are actually available now on the Fairy Stamper website. I was watching all day because I wanted to do this live, and they just went for sale at 3 o'clock today, Eastern time. So if you see anything you like, I would definitely jump over there and get it because, you know, things sometimes sell out. I'm not saying that they're going to, but it's a popular new line. If you're not familiar, it's called Fairy Stamper. Fairy Hugs is the name of the stamps. The website is called Fairy Stamper. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's great, Eve. Hey, Chow. And I also knew Chow was out and about today, so I wanted to give her a chance to get home too. I'm going to go ahead and go down with my desk view and just close your eyes if you get dizzy, because this is just a little bit of a transition. That's all we've got to do is transition. All right. All right, and I was making some background panels before I went live. That's why you see those ink blending tools in the background. Get some light on the desk here. Hi, Lee. I'm so excited that you're here. I know that over in the UK, with you being ahead of us in the time zone, sometimes we don't always get to connect. So super awesome to have you here today. All right, so in case you're wondering, yes, there's a new octopus in town. Wait, jellyfish. Why did I call it an octopus? I have no idea. There's a new jellyfish in town, and his name is Wiggles. He's one of the new from Fairy Stamper. So he's a nice size. Let's see. I'll get the ruler out here. That's right, Lee. You don't have to stay up till 1:30 in the morning, right? For once. Okay. So this guy is 5. I would say 5 1/4 inches long, and about 2.5 inches wide. And Wiggles, I think, is super special. And earlier, before I went live, I stamped him out with some Catherine Puller inks. So, hi Cindy. I used Mardi Gras and all that jazz and Flirty Fuchsia. So we've got a nice ombre jellyfish here. Whoops. So that, I just wanted to start off with that just to show you that it's really cool. It's got lots of detail. And hi Susie. And you can see he's going to make a real nice impact on any card that we make. Right? All right. All right, just to make sure my phone is even here. Okay. So that we will play with today. I made some background panels before I went live, and I thought we would make a card together using Wiggles. Okay. So let's start off with the smalls, and then we'll work our way up to the larger ones. This is a set of 6 what they call ocean icons. What we have here, we have, hi Ken. Hi, AK. Thanks, AK. We've got a sea turtle, crab, starfish, oyster, conch shell, and then a regular seashell. And let me show you. I made a card earlier this week using some of these stamps. I actually embossed them and cut them out with my Scan and Cut. And so that's what they look like on the card that I made earlier this week. Hi, Elizabeth. Yep, these are the little ones. They also have on their website, which I don't have, it's not part, it's from the previous release. They have a larger size of these, but these ones are the teeny ones, and they're awesome because you could put them in the mermaid's hands. Isn't that great? Okay, so that is number 157, Teeny Ocean Icons. We also have this, it's called Fish School, and it's number 158. Another one that I used in my card from earlier this week. This was posted on Thursday, this card, on my social media. And so I like them. I think they look really cool, and they make a great background. So thank you, Barbara. Okay, another smaller one is called Fan Coral. And this one I used in the background here, and then over here. So this one is number 144, Fan Coral. I have not yet used this one. It's called Treasure Chest. And it is number 146. All right. This one will be a lot of fun, I think, to have the mermaids playing with and having them putting some treasure in here. We've got this rowboat. It is number 141. So it looks really cool. And what rowboat would be complete without an anchor? We have an anchor as well. Number 142. So these are nice components for building a scene. And if you're not familiar, fairy hugs, you can purchase them at Fairy Stamper. That's the name of the website. In case you've never heard of this company before, that's where you can find them, at Fairy Stamper. This one is some like flora. It's called Fan Plants, and it's 155. That's the number. Hey Meg, how are you? Meg is on the Fairy Stamper design team, and she has made some beautiful cards with these stamps. So if you're not following Meg on social media, hey Kim, well, I'll forgive you this time, Kim. I know you're a busy lady. I'm glad you made it, Kim. But yeah, you definitely want to check out Meg as a design team member. She's made some real beautiful stuff. And so I want to make sure that I put a shout out for you, Meg. Okay, this one is called Rock Formation. And if it looks familiar, I did use this one in my card. Okay, I used it. And Meg said something really sweet. She said, oh, look, they're decorating their room just like you recently redecorated your craft room. So yeah, they're definitely doing that. And that rock formation, super cool. I like that. There's a mermaid in this set that I think will look nice perched on top of this rock formation. Okay, speaking of mermaids, we've got two mermaids that I featured on my card that I made. We've got number 150, Marina. This one is Marina. Okay, Marina. And then over here we have number 151, Doria. What I like about these, I think they're awesome, but what I liked about when I made my card, I was able to color in the hair. So I used a Sparkle Pop gel pen, and I was able to color in their hair and their scales and their fins. So yeah, they're really, really both super cute. And you can use them individually or together like I did on this Slimline card. Hi, Sue. Welcome. All right. Let's look at a couple of the new sentiments that are available. This one says, you are my treasure. And you guessed it, folks. It's number 165. It would go really, I think, well hand in hand with our treasure chest. So those are nice together. You are my treasure. Okay. Make room for more. What happened was the company announced that they were going to be coming out with all new stamps. And I don't have any of their mermaid or underwater type stamps. I'm just new to the design team. And I only have just like some of the regular fairies and whatnot. So I thought, well, this is a really nice release. I really like all of these. So I asked if I could purchase the whole release. And we do get some credit, percentage every month as a design team member. We do get some credit, but I paid for most of this with my own money. But they were very kind and gave me a nice discount. So I want to say thank you, Fairy Stamper. Thank you, Danny, for doing that for me. Super excited to be sharing this and showing you the entire line. This is a really nice sentiment. It says, "The ocean takes my heart to a place of serenity and peace." Hi, Cheryl. Don't forget to put it on live chat, which I just put it on live chat. So if I missed anybody, Melody, I see you just jumped on. Sorry if I missed anybody. Karen. Okay, I already saw Karen earlier. Awesome. This one says, this is such a pretty script. It says, "It's not the length of the life, but the depth of the ocean," which I think I'm going to pair that with our friend Wiggles. Hi, Lori. I think that would look nice together. And I have a really pretty panel that I ink blended before we went live. Okay, so those are some sentiments. Here is some more like floral. This one is called Twisted Seaweed, which you could stamp this coming up, or you can stamp it hanging down. Oh, thanks, Meg. I used Mardi Gras and all that jazz and Flirty Fuchsia. That's what I used. I just did like an ombre look. Okay, so that's Twisted Seaweed, number 163. This is called Frilly Seaweed, which I really like this Frilly Seaweed. And this is number 156. All right, we have another sentiment. And this sentiment, oh, we already looked at this sentiment. "The ocean takes my heart to a place of serenity and peace." Okay. Next. Just looked at that one already. Okay, next we have some seaweed. This is Ivy Seaweed, which it's really nice. It's got the pretty like scalloped leaves, and it's got two different sizes. This one is number 161. So I really like this. I did use it a little bit on my card that I created. So I put a little bit in this corner, a little bit in this corner, but I didn't get too detailed with the seaweed on my card. Okay, this one I love. This one is called Shell Door, and it's number 149. And every time I see this, I think of SpongeBob for some reason. I don't know why. My son used to watch SpongeBob all the time when he was younger. And I remember Sandy, who is the squirrel, having like a really cute apartment. And this just reminds me of where Sandy lived for some reason. So this is called Shell Door. And just imagine our mermaids wanting to go hang out inside here. I love it. I love this one. Totally. All right. These are awesome. This one's called Tentacles. It's number 147. So this probably is why I was thinking octopus, because it looks like the tentacles from an octopus. And you could have those coming from the bottom of your card or even hanging from the top of your card. You could have it as a background to your card. I love this. This is nice and tall. I mean, look how tall it is compared to Wiggles. I mean, it's almost the same size as Wiggles. And I measured Wiggles. He's about 5.5 inches. So that's a great, great stamp. Okay, this one is super cute. This reminds me of something that you would see like with Dr. Seuss. It's called Shower Mushroom, all right? And it's got the nice big stalk, and it has the mushroom sort of kind of like going sideways and tilting a little bit. And again, it just reminds me, like, if there was a Whoville and the underwater ocean, I would think that it would be full of these shower mushrooms. And you could put your mermaid underneath the shower mushroom, sort of swimming underneath there. So that would look so cute. These two together, I think, would look cute. But we have another mermaid that's coming up that would look nice too, sitting under the shower mushroom. I know, they have some really cool mushroom stamps, you're right. Here's another one called Jester Mushroom. And it's super cool. It has these mushrooms with these like long frilly shapes hanging off of them. Hi Jerry, we're looking at mushrooms from Fairy Hugs. These are two new stamps that are available through Fairy Stamper website. So the shower mushroom and the jester mushrooms. Yes, I know. Okay, here's our second door. We've got mermaid door. All right, so I showed you the shell door, and it looks like this. And then I'm going to compare it side by side with the mermaid door. All right, so they're both really awesome. They're so cute. They're a lot of fun for sure. All right, so I've got the shell door, which is $149, and mermaid door, which is $148. So we could have our mermaid swimming down to the door. That would look really cool. It's got little shells above it as well, and little pearls, and a nice little shell planter outside the door. That's really cute. Okay, we've got chess mushroom. So yeah, we've got 3 different types of mushrooms. We've got the shower mushroom, the jester mushroom, and the chess mushrooms. So the jester mushrooms and the chess mushrooms come with 2 per set. And they're about the same size. Like, so what I meant is, if you wanted to put these 2 side by side, they're very comparable in size, as well as these 2 side by side. They're definitely, I know, I love the shell door. Jerry, I said it just reminds me of like SpongeBob. It reminds me of something that Sandy from SpongeBob, like this would be where she lived. It's so cute with the seashells around it. I love it. Okay, so those were the chess mushrooms that I just showed you. I like the way that they have the spiky sort of swirlies at the top, like that. Okay, this is called probably net. It's called rope net. And I just felt like this is a basic staple to any type of nautical themed stamp set. So when I saw that, I thought that would make a really cool background. But it's really cute. And Jerry says she's never watched SpongeBob. Well, I can say I never did either, but my son used to watch it. So I watched it by default. Okay. Hi, Lois. It certainly is. There's so many awesome new stamps available. These are all Fairy Hug stamps, and they're all available at Fairy Stamper website. So let's show you. There are 2 more that I want to show you that are left. All right, are you ready for this? We have Malalia, who is Nice Big Mermaid. And she would look nice sitting on maybe this rock formation. She would also look nice. One of our design team members Had her setting on top of the Jester mushrooms, and that looked really cool. And she would also look great underneath the shower mushroom, sort of on a rock or something underneath. Okay, so that's Malalia, and her number is 152. I know the rock formation is super cool. Yep. And then we have a seahorse named Sandy. So love the seahorse. I think the seahorse is totally adorable. And now we have an octopus and a seahorse. And some really great new mermaids. So this is a great new release. I'm super excited. I will show you guys again the card that I made earlier this week. This was live on my, yeah, I do too, Jerry. The seahorse is so cool. So hopefully we'll get to play with Sandy today. But I created this card using the rock formation. I have the teeny icons. I've got the two mermaids. This one is called Doria. This one is called Marina. I have the fan coral, the school of fish, and the hanging ivy seaweed, the ivy seaweed. So I used a lot on this one card. Well, with it being a slimline card, it definitely, you know, there was a lot that need to be filled as far as the space. So it's no wonder that I use so many. And this paper that I have is just that watercolor paper. Do you remember we showed it on FSC several times from Hobby Lobby? It's a watercolor. It's a faux watercolor because it's just regular like 110-pound cardstock. But I just trimmed that and used it as a background. Yeah, so that was my first card using these wonderful new stamps. I want to show you an older stamp that they have from their previous release that I think will go, like, I don't have that many of their previous release mermaids or sea creatures or anything like that. I mean, I have some fairies and I have other things and like mushrooms and stuff and like different animals and that. I don't have many, so that's why I went and got the whole set from them of the new release. That way I figured I would have enough that I could make underwater cards as well as regular fairy cards. But I want to show you this other rocks stamp set, and I have found this to be really cool as well. It's just called Rocks, and it's number 116. And I used this on a previous card that I made, but I thought our big mermaid, I keep calling her the big mermaid because she's sort of like bigger than the other two, Malalia. I think she would look maybe kind of cool sitting on this rock, if I can find her. Here she is. Yeah, I think she would look really cool sitting on that rock. Yeah, you definitely have to have your base items. You don't want to have your images just floating in midair. You know, I mean, unless they're swimming, then of course they're floating, right? But if you're on the land, then you definitely want that. Also, I have a couple of their stencils. And this stencil, I've never used it before. It's called Woody. What I thought I would do is use that stencil, but not the entire stencil. What I thought I would do is maybe just use the stencil, like that part of the stencil, because to me that looks like seaweed, and I think that could make a really nice background. I mean, I could go down a little bit further. It just reminds me of like seagrass or something. Yeah, and the other stencil that I have from them is the Stargate. It's called Galaxy. It's not really a nautical theme. But let me show you some other ideas that I had, because they have some other really cool stamps too that I think you can get. Yeah, that would be great, Seagrass, wouldn't it? You could get a lot of use out of these. Not just, okay, so you look at this and you say, okay, that's a lantern tree. That's the lantern tree stamp. But if you turn it upside down and you just stamp maybe the bottom of it like that, kind of reminds you of some vines that would be like growing under the water. I thought that was pretty cool. Or if you just want to maybe stamp it like this, you could be kind of climbing up the side. I mean, yeah, think about different angles that you could position your stamps and your stencils. That way you're getting more mileage out of them. But I love this tree. And then there's another one that's from the regular, well, from the previous release that I wanted to show you that I thought would work well, sort of in more ways than one. Let's say, let's get a lot of use out of these, right? All right, well, obviously this one, it's called Hanging Vines. Yep, this one is 088 Hanging Vines. And I thought that would look great. It could be the vines coming up from the bottom, and you could even just stamp part of them. You don't have to stamp the entire section. I know this might be a stretch, but why not? You could have a water fountain underwater. There's nothing to say that you couldn't. You know, it's all fantasy, you know, stamps. So if you're thinking about it, I was thinking that maybe our mermaids could be swimming up to the water fountain. If I can find one, I'll show you what I meant. Here we go. Yeah, so here she is. She's swimming along and she finds this real cool water fountain. Why not? This is a big stamp too. I mean, this almost fills an A2 size card base. So I don't know, you'd have to almost make this like a 6x6 or 5.5 by 5.5. It'd be a pretty big scene. But I was just thinking, kind of thinking outside the box, like Meg said. This one is called Flower Vine. It's number 121. It's a lot like the Hanging Vine, but it's not exactly the same. There's some slight differences between the two. Okay, but again, you could stamp part of it to get the look of seagrass or seaweed. Hi, Debbie J. How are you? I just did a complete unboxing of all the new stamps from Fairy Stamper. And I'm just showing them some of the previously released stamps and how you could use them for more than one purpose. Okay, so this is a castle, and again, I mean, when I think of an aquarium, I think of castles, because anytime we had an aquarium, we would always have a castle inside of our aquarium. So again, you're thinking a fantasy world underwater. Why not have a castle, right? And you could have the other mermaid. Where did she go? She could be swimming. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding these mermaids. She could be swimming down to the castle. Yeah. So like I said, you can definitely use some of the stamps that are meant for regular fairies you could use them for your underwater scenes as well. All right, so let's go ahead and make a card together. So excited, you guys. Oh, getting my stamps mixed up. I'm trying to keep my new stamps together. Yeah. All right, let's start with, let me show you what I created. I created some backgrounds out of Distress Oxide before I went live. So we've got this one, this, excuse me, and then this. So they're very similar. They're just ink blended with various different colors of Distress Oxide. But I thought that this one would look really cool with Wiggles because I purposefully made it in the same color scheme as Wiggles. And it's basically just the new Salvage Patina and then some Wilted Violet and then Salty Ocean. That's really all it is. And I tried to make it kind of wavy so it wasn't completely in a straight line. That's all I did. And then I sprayed a little water on it. That's really it. It was easy to do. And it took me 5 minutes to make 3 background panels. I'm not an expert at making background panels. If you want to see somebody who is, check out Tracy Fear. She's amazing. Her background panels are gorgeous. But hey, I'll do what I can with what I can. Do what I can with what I have, in other words, right? Thanks, Chow. So what do you say? Do you think that one would look good with Wiggles? I think it would. I like the colors together. And then, let's see. Let's go ahead and grab some of the Ivy. I think it was called. I keep forgetting the names of these because they're so new to me. Oh. Might want some fish in the background. You might want that sentiment. I really like this Frilly Seaweed. And the other one was the Ivy Seaweed. Oh, we've got Tentacles. Well, we won't put those in there. Let's do that. Ivy Seaweed. I mean, we could really fill it up. Yes, Kim, it does. You're right. Matches. Yep. My fingers are so dry. My cuticles and everything. I keep putting cuticle oil on, but I don't know. I guess from washing my hands so much. And our weather here is cold one day and warm the next, so I think that affects your skin too. Okay. This will go here. And because I cut him out with I fussy cut him out, we know that we can pop him up with some foam tape at the end. And really, I can build my scene however I want to. Doesn't have to, I don't really have to worry about this because this is going to go on at the end. If that makes sense. When you are scene building, you oftentimes might have to mask, but I don't think we're going to have to in the case of this project. All right, so I'm going to grab the Frilly Seaweed. Oh, the Salvage Patina is amazing. It's my favorite color. It's my favorite color of Distress Oxide. Love it. Hey, Tracy Fear. I was talking about you. Were your ears burning? I said my background's pale in comparison to Tracy Fear's backgrounds, but it is what it is. And this is my background for today. And what I'm going to do is put the Wiggles stamp right on top once I stamp some background images. right, so I definitely want to use the Frilly Seaweed, but I think I better start with some of the Ivy Seaweed. Hi, Christine. Christine is another one who makes beautiful cards with fairy inspired stamps. Thanks, Wild Turkey Bluff. All right. Let me just bump this over a little bit. I know, but Tracy Beer, her work is just beautiful. It's like, it's amazing. Just amazing. All right, her background panels and stuff just are always a big wow. Okay, now I'm debating. I kind of like this flower vine too. You can see this is where I get a little bit indecisive. I'll figure it out. This is my process. This is the Tracy process. Okay. Well, these kind of look a lot like his tentacles, so maybe I'll have them hanging from the top. Yeah. So I don't want people to look at it and get confused and think, wow, that, what is this called again? Oh my gosh, I completely am having a brain fart. Yeah, has a lot of tentacles. Oh my gosh. Jellyfish. I keep on calling it an octopus. It's not an octopus. It's a jellyfish. Stop it. Who's keeping me to think that it's called an octopus? Somebody's feeding me the wrong word. Jellyfish. Okay, so this is a brand new stamp. I'm using some Versamark, and I'm just stamping it just to, yes, it is a beautiful jellyfish, just so that it, the ink will grab it. All right, this is Versafine Clair Nocturne ink, and let's go ahead and start with our beautiful Ivy Seaweed. Oh, have a little boo-boo here, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress about that because it can easily be corrected. Let me wipe this off and we'll move over to the other side, I think. And well, with me using this Versafine Clair Nocturne ink, it is a pigment ink, so it's going to stay wet just for a little bit. Hi, Jonna. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm not going to stress about it. Nope, not going to stress about it. Because I can color that with some chipped sapphire along the edge. I can darken up my bottoms and my tops for that matter and my sides. So that's the only reason I'm saying I'm not going to stress about it, because it's down where I could cover it up. That's what I should have clarified. Well, Jonna, that's okay. We welcome you to come in anytime that you make it. All right, let's go ahead and stamp it with right here. I moved it down some, so it'd be a little bit shorter than the one beside it. Hi, Bonnie. Glad you could join us. No, I'm not perfect. And when I make a card, there's always some type of like little boo-boo on it. But that's okay because that's what handmade cards sometimes will have, a little boo-boo. Sometimes we can take our, you know, little boo-boo or accidents and make them into happy accidents, like Bob Ross would say. Oh, well, I don't know about that, Bonnie. I think you need to get some mermaids and some jellyfish so you can make some beautiful underwater cards. All right, that's good. I like that. I think that looks good for that stamp. Yeah, thanks, Bonnie. And we have a cute jellyfish that's going to go right in the middle. But first, we're just setting the scene, creating a background. I won't be tuning into HSN because I have to work. So that's never convenient for me to watch HSN. I don't get a lot of stuff from HSN. I mean, I've gotten some stuff from there, but I don't get a lot. Let's go ahead in with the Frilly Seaweed. I might go with the smaller one. Oh, there's no HSN in Canada. So that rules that out, right, Jonna? Okay. I'm going to use Versamark. This is a brand new stamp. Just going to use some Versamark to help my ink adhere better to this brand new stamp. Sometimes photopolymer stamps have a conditioner on them that is used when they're manufactured that can sometimes cling to that photopolymer material. You basically just want to either use an eraser and erase it. I think using Versamark works just fine for me, so I just do that. And after that, it's fine. You don't have to do it every time. Let's put 3 of these down here at the bottom. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, Kim, you're going to bring up the controversy, aren't you? This Versamark was sent to me from Chow because Chow and Nancy didn't like my grimy, grungy Versamark. But here's the way I look at it. Okay, I have many Versamark ink pads. I have brand spanking new Versamark ink pad. I have a grimy, grungy Versamark ink pad. But that grimy, grungy Versamark ink pad comes in handy whenever you are doing heat embossing on foil, and you basically use your Versamark and then you sprinkle embossing powder all over it, and then you heat it up to melt it. Then you go in with another color embossing powder. You're layering on so many different colors of embossing powder that your Versamark pad is going to get grungy. So I think it's okay to have a grungy one and also a clean one. All right. Whoops. Everything came loose there. All right. But thank you, Chow, for sending me one. I'll use it. I'm not I'm not going to say no. I'll use it. And then I'll save my pristine one for, yeah, for what? I don't know what I'm saving it for. Okay. Versamark's going to get grungy. Really, it is. Okay, they're going to be getting the Moody Unicorns back in again at Gerda Steiner. In case anybody was, you know, missing out on those Moody Unicorns, all right? Those will be coming in again in the future. I don't think they were expecting us to sell as many. They don't understand the... I don't think they understood the locust effect, where, which is Nancy's term, not mine, where if you see something and it's shared on the FSC and everybody's really into it, it can very well sell out within a matter of minutes. Oh, the pandas, okay. All right, let's go ahead with some fish, and I'm going to use a different color of ink for the fish. Well, thank you, Bonnie. You guys are great subscribers. It is nice to have people who are, you know, pleasant to hang out with and supportive. So we appreciate you all very much. Whoa, magnets colliding. Okay, let's go down here with the fish, school of fish. I'm gonna go grab a different color. I'm gonna grab, there's a real pretty dark blue that I have in my Versafine Clair inks. Yeah, like the medieval blue. And this one. And yeah, here we go. Twilight. That's also a really nice color to use when you're making your underwater scenes. So I have Twilight, Warm Breeze, and Medieval Blue. Okay. We'll make some of them with Warm Breeze and some of them with Twilight. So the first set we'll do Twilight. Oh, those are cute. Okay, and I'm gonna just stamp some swimming off the scene here. And we'll use Warm Breeze for the other school of fish. Thank you, Bonnie. So I'm using Distress Oxide for my background, and I'm using Versafine Clair for my stamping, and I used Catherine Puller for my Jellyfish. So you can see that there's a lot of different inks here. So that's all right. It's okay to use different inks. You don't have to stick to the, you don't have to use the same kind of ink. It all depends on what you need it for. And I think the Versafine Clair do a good job when you're working with Distress Oxides, because they provide really nice coverage. I think they do anyways. So you can't like see through it. You want to be able to have a solid stamp. Okay. All right, let's go ahead with this next. This is the flower vine. I'm gonna bump this down to the bottom a little bit, sort of down here. Oh, I love the monarch color, yeah. I do like that color a lot. Yep, Nocturne ink is great for embossing because it stays like moist or damp or wet, whatever you want to call it. Now what I'll do is I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper, I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on. I'm going to use some of this medieval blue. Okay, and that's probably way more. I stamped way more than I needed to. I only need a little section here. The medieval blue, it's definitely a bluish purple. So I stamped it on the regular cardstock, and now I'll stamp it onto my background here that I'm creating. That way it's not so intense, and it kind of shows like it's sort of in the background. It's definitely more purple when you stamp it on salvage patina. It looks purple to me. I used to use the regular Versafine ink. Before there was Versafine Clair, that's what we all used, I think. Okay, Stephanie. Take care. Thank you for jumping on. Okay. Don't be late, wherever it is that you have to go. Well, I didn't know that about Seaweed, that some of it has purple colors. It's all right. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy set. So we're gonna have all sorts of nice colors. Multiple personalities. Oh, you guys crack me up. Well, with Versafine Clair, you definitely have to let it dry. You can't touch it too soon after you stamp with it, or it will smear. Well, Bonnie, I hope you feel better. I'm sorry, I didn't see the message that you're not feeling well. Oh, you got your second shot. Yeah, I got my second shot. I had Moderna. It also made me feel very strange for a couple of days. I had a reaction on my arm. My arm swelled up, and it felt like someone punched me in the arm, and I had a headache for 2 days. I don't get headaches, so that was not pleasant. Okay, just going across the top here, just a little bit at a time. I'll let this one hang down a little bit further. Isn't that pretty? That's such a pretty stamp. Yeah, I'm getting it all over my fingers. Yep, all over. All right, one more of this hanging. This one is called Flower Vine. This is the Flower Vine. Okay, where did I put my ink? Here we go. What color was I using? Medieval blue, not Twilight. I think I switched colors inadvertently by mistake. All right, here we go. All right, so the fish look like they're swimming behind the vines. It's all right, it's good. And we've got our gorgeous, I think, gorgeous jellyfish. What did Chow say? Oh yeah, Chow's gonna wait till after she has her baby. Her sweet little baby that loves to kick her in the ribs. Right, Chow? Squeeze on you and make you feel nauseous. Thank you, Cindy. All right, we are going to trim this because I want this to fit on an A2 card, and then we will finish off the edges in a sec. Okay, grab my trimmer. Well, this is already pretty much trimmed down to the size that I need. That's 4 inches right there. All right, so I'll just take a little bit off this side. I just need to take a very small amount off. Okay, and then I think I'll take off from the bottom. Got 5 1/4 here. There it goes. I cut off the boo-boo. Boo-boo all gone. Okay. Now we're going to take and make the edges dark. And I think I'm going to use some Blueprint Sketch Distress Oxide. You can also use black soot, but I'm going to use some Blueprint Sketch if I could talk. Thank you. Stamping with La Jolla, Joyce B. Okay, just doing the edges here. You can see I'm being very conservative. I have a tendency to really go way further in than I should. Well, there's no, it's whatever your preference is, but I don't really think I need to go in. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to make a real thick border on this or vignette. I think that, maybe at the bottom. But I don't think along all sides I need to. Thank you, Jonna. I'm liking it a lot. Okay. This is just a laminated piece of paper that I have that I blend on because I don't want to get my mat ruined, and my glass mat is shows too much glare. So I just took a piece of graph paper, or a couple pieces of graph paper, and laminated them together. All right, let me grab a black card base. Oh wait, we got to put our jellyfish on top. And I want to use some foam tape to pop. Yeah, that's like the main part of this stamp is this card is the jellyfish. All right, let me find my foam tape. Here it is. Okay. Thank you, Meg. It's my favorite colors. Purple and blue and teal. Oh, thank you, Tracy Fear. Thank you, Cheryl. So glad you guys like it. Oh, Kim. I know. That's what happens when you rearrange your craft room. But it feels really great to do that. Get everything in order till you go to try to find what it is and you can't remember where you put it. That always happens to me. Just ask Chow. We'll be like, during one of our calls, I'll be like, I don't know where I put my XYZ thingy. Right now, I have an embossing gun. It's older. I also have a new embossing gun, a Wagner, you know, high-powered embossing gun. I can't find my Wagner one. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. So I don't know where I put it. It'll turn up. I'm sure it will. I probably tucked it away somewhere for safekeeping. I figured probably I put it away thinking, well, when my other one doesn't work anymore, then I'll use the new one. That's probably what I was thinking. Yeah, I lose things every day too. You're not the only one. Okay. All right, foam tape is ready. All right, I'm gonna get a black piece of card to make the base. Should have some right here handy. Even blue would look nice. We'll go with some black. I'll probably put labels on. I'm still moving into my new craft room. I still don't have everything organized. I still have stuff in the other room that needs to be sorted through. Oh, it's such a pain in the butt. I will be happy when I'm there and I can do another. I will do another tour of my craft room when I have everything organized and I have everything labeled, like Jerry said, like, you know, I'm gonna put labels on my drawers so I know what's inside there. Hey, PJ&B Stamper, I didn't see you on here. Hello. Yeah, you're right, Meg. That would have been a great action wobbler. You're so right. That would have been cool. All right. Next time. I don't know for next time, Meg. Oh, what a funny idea to put a nanny cam in your craft space. Hey, that way if you lose something, like you said, you would be able to go back and rewind, watch the footage. Where did I put that? Oh, now I remember. Okay, welcome. Oh, well, that's no good, Bonnie. Sorry to hear that. All right, so we've got a nice jellyfish stamp. That didn't take very long. I thought that came together pretty, you know, quickly. And it was nothing special, really. It was just, really wasn't anything special, you guys. It was just some backgrounds, and yeah, I like this background. I don't know that it's really super oceany, but I was thinking it's definitely pretty. And I was thinking maybe we could put our Seahorse on this one. I mean, it would be yeah, I might stamp the Seahorse in color as well. Then I'd have a matching set. Let's do that. Because this is a fantasy. We are going to go ahead and make one more card. And it's going to be a Seahorse. And it's going to be stamped with the ombre colors, just like the jellyfish. Even though you probably, I don't know, seahorses come in all different colors, so I doubt they come in ombre rainbow. I doubt that. Yep, foil would look nice, of course, definitely. Anything looks awesome. But I think I'll go ahead and stamp the Seahorse Sandy first, and then we'll build our scene. Okay, here we go. Okay, I used the salvaged patina. I used Mermaid Lagoon and Wilted Violet. And I may have used a little bit of peacock feathers too, because that's looking more like peacock feathers than salvage patina. Either one is fine, actually. You could also use Salty Ocean. If you don't have Mermaid Lagoon, you could use Salty Ocean. They're a lot alike, I think. I know, they're so close. You're right. Look at that. So close. Well, not really. Salvage patina is a lot lighter than peacock feathers. I think salvage patina is the lighter version of peacock feathers. There's Mermaid Lagoon. There's Salty Ocean. They're really close, I think. I love the salvage patina. I was using it. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch my video from last night with Technique Junkies, I was using salvage patina for most of my cards. That's how much I love it. Love it, love it. All right. All right, we were going to stamp Sandy the Seahorse. Well, Jerry, you can always put it on your, thank you, Jerry. You can always put it on your wish list. And the next time, if you are shopping like at scrapbook.com or something, just pop one in your cart. That way, you know, you'll have it. You don't have to make a special order just for that, but obviously, maybe the next time it might be something that you want to do. I like it a lot, but I like teals and greens and blues. So, all right, let's go ahead and start with the top. Would use Mardi Gras. Okay, my paper moved. I hope that this doesn't impact my stamping. Otherwise, I could just start over. Okay, now we will go in with All That Jazz. Paper keeps moving, guys. All right, stop it. And I have magnets down. It's just, it's such a new stamp. It's not. And then the final color is going to be Flirty Fuchsia. I would like to see more purple. Tim Holtz purple colors. I think we've got Wilted Violet, Seedless Preserves, which is really a hot pink. It's really not. To me, Seedless Preserves is more of a magenta. So we've got Wilted Violet. We've got the other light purple, which I can't remember the name of it right now. Not Spun Sugar, but something lilac, or I don't know. He needs to have more purples. Of course I want to see more purple. Of course. He doesn't have that many purple. He's got a lot of blues, when you think. And a lot of greens. That's true. So we've got a nice multicolor Seahorse here because it's a fantasy world that we're developing. It doesn't have to be all one color. It can be multicolor. It's just perfectly fine with me. And besides, it's going to be a matching set. So I want it to match what we already did with Wiggles. Now this time, I'm going to use the flower vine on the bottom, because I really like this a lot. Now I just have to figure out which is the bottom and which is the top. Which way do I want to go? I think I'll make the darker at the bottom because, you know, we think about the ocean. It's dark at the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of tape down. Okay. I'm going to put our Seahorse aside, let it dry, and let's go ahead and start stamping some beautiful flower vines. Flower vine. And this is from the previous release. This is not from the new release. I'm going to also use some of this Twisted Seaweed. Definitely it's nice to have the different options when it comes to, like you said, Bonnie, the accessory stamps. So I think that makes it really nice. Okay, let's use our Twilight, which is dark blue. And I need to use some Versamark because my Twisted Seaweed has never been used before. Oh, you used your Tombow markers on a clear stamp? That's great. I'll have to give it a try. So there's a gap here, which I'll fill in with something else, but I'm going to repeat this pattern. And I'm stamping these 100%. I'm not stamping off any, at least for now, at least this first row. Okay, again with Twilight. Yep, I'm gonna have to try it with clear. Definitely. I think what I'll do is use some of that Seaweed to fill in the gap, but not the Twisted Seaweed, but the Ivy Seaweed. That's what I meant. Let's go ahead and finish up this Twisted Seaweed. I put my ink pads by company, so all of my Distress Oxide and Distress inks are in one drawer, and then my Versafine Clairs are in another drawer, and then my Catherine Pooler is in another drawer. I don't know if you guys are talking about kitchen cabinets, but my craft room, I have kitchen cabinets for the wall unit. I have kitchen cabinets and kitchen wall shelves. I just thought that they would be a good alternative to IKEA. Well, first of all, IKEA, mostly everything is out of stock. And second of all, IKEA is like 2 hours away from my house. And when we went there to get my units, my cubes, and I said I wanted to purchase some kitchen cabinets, they said, you have to special order those. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want some regular cabinets. I don't want anything fancy. So we went to Lowe's and just bought whatever they had in stock. We didn't order anything. Yeah, IKEA. Alright, this one is the smaller of the Ivy Seaweed. And I think I'll bring in another color. This time we'll use the Warm Breeze. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Thanks for joining us. We're making an underwater scene. Oh my gosh. She's got the largest IKEA in North America in her backyard, and they're out of stock with everything. Yep, they're out of stock. I was lucky I was able to pick up a calyx unit and some Alex drawers because they're selling out really fast. Well, good morning, Michelle. Welcome. You're up bright and early. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Now, of course we need to add some fish, same as we did before. No. Can't get the Alex Shores in Canada. Cheryl, do they have IKEA in Canada? I'm using Versafine Clair, Warm Breeze. I love your room, Michelle. Chow said your room is her dream craft room. Okay. I wasn't sure. I like stamping the fish in the Warm Breeze ink. I like the way they look. Let's go ahead and grab the other vines from the previous release. I should have used a mushroom. That's what I should have done. I should have used these. Why didn't I use these? These would have been cool. These tentacles. Ah, maybe I still can down here. I can use them. I'll just use black ink. That way they'll show up. Oh yeah. Those are so cool. They're all friends. They all get along well. The seahorse, the octopus, and the jellyfish. Sounds like a Eric Carle book, doesn't it? Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this stamp. It's so cool. That's cool. Oh, that is so cool. I love it. I could see myself making that, just using that. I think one of the design team members did. She just used that as a stamp on her card because it's very dramatic. Release the Kraken. Okay, so Okay. All right. Okay. Let me grab. Just want to finish the top part here. Got some vines somewhere from the previous release. Here we go. Thanks, Jerry. I think they look pretty cool too. I think they would look cool as their own standalone scene. They're awesome. All right, let's go ahead and this one's called Hanging Vines. It's 088. Well, maybe you could move things out of your dining room. Who needs a dining room? Turn that dining room into your craft room, girl. Right, everybody? Priorities. Yeah, I really like this, you know, stamp company. I learned about it through Nancy, and like seeing when Meg and Tracy create cards for them. So I'm just learning a little bit more and more each day. Let's go back to that medieval blue that we said is more purple. I like it. There you go, Michelle. Take over the big room in the house. I think that's a good idea. What I'm doing, I'm alternating. I am stamping it once with full ink, and then the second time, side by side, stamping it off. So it looks like it's a little bit lighter. In other words, gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, so it's not all the solid colors. And then I can go over top of that what I just stamped, which was the stamping off. See how it's like lighter? Now I'll go in with the full stamp ink. Well, we're learning from each other, right, Meg? It's a great group of people on the Fairy Stamper, Fairy Hugs design team, and everybody's really super sweet and supportive. All right, we're going to stamp off. Thank you, Lois. Okay. Hey, Hugged by a Card. I didn't see you jump on. I'm sorry if I missed you. Thank you, everyone. Debbie. Oh, okay. Nice. So I think a tool chest makes a nice cart for you to put your crafting supplies in. I've seen other people do that. I think it's a good idea. Somebody, I don't know where it was, they had purchased like the Craftsman style tool chest for their Well, Debbie, thanks for joining. It's been nice to chat with you. Oh, thank you, Hugged by a Card. Awesome. We are glad that you're here. Thank you, Bonnie. You're so sweet. Okay, that makes sense. You can roll those chests around, and when they're on wheels, they're much easier to move. Okay, getting near the end here, guys. This just takes a little bit of time because you're stamping on, stamping off, back and forth. But I think the effect is nice because it gives a little bit of a variation. It's not all the same color. Yes, PJB Stamper, you should head over to the site. Tell them Tracy Schultz sends you. I don't get any kind of commission or anything from your sale, but it's always nice to let the owner know how you heard about this, I think, anyways. Okay, so we've got our tops and bottoms done. Now, let's go ahead and do the same thing as we did with the other card. In case we have anybody that didn't see the other card, let me show it to you real quick here. Okay, here's our other card. I like the blueprint sketch for the ink blending, so let's trim this down to size first. Okay, I am almost done. That's the truth. I am almost done. I just have to trim the panel down, adhere it to the black cardstock, but I also want to just ink blend some. Yep. Okay. All right. Here we go. Some chipped sapphire. That's what I meant. What are you watching on Netflix? Which one? Maybe Chow. Yeah, Chow just linked the site, everybody. It's called fairystamper.com. And it's under new release. So these I don't know. Who was watching something on Netflix? I missed it. Oh, yes. Yes. I watched that on Netflix. That was really good. It was really good. And it was such a tiny little octopus. All right, we've got our blueprint sketch just around the edges. That's just Distress Oxide. All right, now we have to fussy cut. And then so Fairy Hugs. Fairy Hugs is the name of the stamp. Okay, it's called Fairy Hugs stamps. Fairy Hugs stamps are sold at the Fairy Stamper website. I know it's confusing, but Fairy Hugs is sort of like the brand name, and Fairy Stamper is the website store address. Okay. I know I should put this in my scan and cut, but I'm just gonna fussy cut it. I'm afraid if I put it in my scan and cut, I would lose like some of these really pretty, like, I don't know, like the mane on the Seahorse, tendrils of whatever you want to call it. This is such a cute Seahorse. This one's called Sandy. Sometimes, Bonnie, you can find scan and cuts on sale. If you have a marketplace where you live on Facebook, sometimes people will sell them. It's always good to be on the lookout there. They're very good machines. They're made by Brother. Yeah, I could put pencil marks around him. Yeah, you're right. That's what I was gonna do, Kim. You must have read my mind. But for now, we'll just fussy cut them. In case you guys are wondering what Kim's talking about, if you outline your image with a pencil and run it through your scan and cut, the scan and cut will cut it where your pencil line is. Then when it comes out of the scan and cut, you just erase that pencil line and you're good to go. But that didn't take me too long to fussy cut, right? I know there's a lot of white space, but that's all right. That's okay. All right, we're gonna pop this up with foam tape. All right. I keep my dies in a box as well. It's one of those, it looks like, it's like a plastic container. It looks like it, you know, like basket weave, but it's plastic. I don't know how you want to explain it, but it's pretty sturdy, and I have a lot of dies in that thing. And I keep it on the bottom drawer of my Alex unit, the bottom cubby, because it helps weigh it down, because dies are heavy and they weigh a lot, and that helps to weigh it down. All right. So I like the two together. I think this is going to make a nice little set of cards, and I probably will put this as like a prize on my channel in the future. I'll save these, and that would make a really cool gift, I think, or, you know, put it in with a prize pack, because they do match. Let me grab that piece of black cardstock. Yeah, the refrigerator bins from Amazon are great. They're super heavy duty. Yep, I can do that, Jody. Yep. Let me just glue this. Well, if you have a Tuesday morning near you, that's a good thing. We don't have anything like that around here. There used to be one in Pittsburgh, but it's closed. I'd love to see pictures of your craft rooms. All this wonderful storage solutions that you're describing. We ought to start a thing on the FSC, which is our Facebook group, in case, for the new people that might not be familiar. The FSC is a Facebook group, Foiling Snobs Club. We're not snobs, except for we like our foiling to be a certain way. But if we could maybe think about that, sharing photos of storage solutions, because it seems like everybody is trying to think of ways to store things in the most efficient manner. Everybody's just thinking of, how can I store this? You know, what would be a good solution? You know, that kind of thing. Yes, be careful, of course. Definitely be careful. Well, no judging. No judging. So let's get some ink. I'm going to grab my Catherine Puller blender brush. This has cummerbund ink. And we will just go ahead and ink blend a little bit so that it's not so white. Okay? Because Jody said, you know, could you ink blend it a little bit so it's not so white? And I do find that cummerbund is a nice light blue color, so it's not too overpowering, and it gives at least, you know, it's the color, you know, that goes with the color theme is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just using my blender brush because that gives me the lightest application without overpowering it and smudging it. And I'll do the same thing for our jellyfish called Wiggles. Let's put a little bit of blue in the background so it's not so white. Okay, that's it. 2 cards. Thank you all for stopping by. If you haven't checked out Fairy Stamper website, I would definitely encourage you to do that. I think you'll be really pleased with this line of stamps. They're super adorable, and there's a whole variety of them. Not only this new line, which would be the underwater, but also all kinds of cute fairies and everything as well. Thanks everyone for stopping in. Thank you Elizabeth and Chow for helping be admins. Thanks Meg and Tracy, who are also on the Fairy Stamper design team, for cheering me on. And thank you all for cheering me on and helping me to create these cards. I'll go a little bit closer so you can get a better look at them. I think they make a nice set. Not bad. Not bad for those ink blended backgrounds, right? Nothing fancy. All right. Have a great evening, everyone. And we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.